by his family and friends. My brother, my sister, wanton corruption. And to make it worse, ritual murders have reached a crescendo in the days of Nana Akufo-Addo as president. True or false? When was the last time you heard about a ritual murder? The last time I heard about one, my brother, my sister, was when Kofi Chinto was slaughtered by his own uncle, Benjamin Afi, in Sefiwiosu. The last time I heard about a ritual murder before Nana Akufo-Addo came into power, my brother, my sister, was when at Enyinase we saw a chief and his people getting involved in ritual murder. Today, during Mr. President's regime, even children are killing other children for juju. It has never happened in this country that teenagers 14 and 15 have gone out to kill their 12-year-old friend for ritual gratification and glorification in order to be able to get money. It only happened in the tenure of office of His Sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent, with the oversized suit. Take it serious. I have never seen all my life children killing other children in order to make money from rituals. In fact, I was totally hypnotized, bemused, my brother, my sister, when the 14-year-old in court said that he and his 15-year-old friend had even killed a pregnant woman before for rituals, money rituals. We still have juju men sitting on radio and TV. We still have lotto forecasters deceiving the people night and day, lying on radio and on TV. How people are making so much money because of a certain betting. He's fast asleep. His sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent. Fast asleep with the oversized suit. Walking around. Taking his bath in the skies, my brother, my sister. And deceiving all of us that he means well. When we all went out there to vote for you for the first time, we believed that you were a man of honor. You were a man full of decency. Little did we know that you were crap. Crappy president. Crappy president. Right now, our crappy president walks around, and my brother, my sister, he is nothing but a laughing stock. A man who came to tell us that no, hey, Africa beyond aid, and we all applauded. You all remember when I sat on radio and heaped praises on this man. You all remember when I extolled his virtues on radio, right on this radio, that this is the man we've been waiting for. In fact, we only had to turn round for him to become a chameleon. Now Mr. President is wearing his oversized suit, running all over the place. My brother, my sister, like a comedian. And his comedian vice president is also sitting around, making a lot of noise in our ears that he himself doesn't understand. And to make it worse, he even wants to be president. Now the CDD is out. It says, majority of Ghanaians have lost faith in Nana Akufo-Addo. Now, if the cathedral is supposed to be a retirement benefit for the president, so he can become the president of the cathedral, my brother, my sister, then we have to open our eyes properly and see what this man is doing to us. They are not talking about virtues because they themselves are practicing vices. They are not talking about patriotism. In the days, every second, there was a radio advert. There was a TV advert that was talking against corruption, talking about going to school, talking about being decent, talking about being hygienic. But no, today is juju men who are advertising in every corner. Fake pastors sitting on radio and on TV, promising people some dirty water that can turn their destinies around. Fake pastors are those sitting on radio and on TV, lying to people that their mothers are witches and their fathers are wizards. And we applaud them. My brother, my sister, the CDD has spoken. We saw it a long time ago that this president was crappy, so lousy. And today, shamelessly, they wantonly ravage the coffers of this country. They randomly, wantonly deplete the public purse, shamelessly. And when they do it, anybody who tries to fight corruption, they sideline you and force you into retirement. Domlevo on my mind. My brother, my sister, the mother serpent of corruption has now been exposed. And all Ghanaians are out here saying that, Mr. President, we have regretted voting for you. Mr. President, we don't trust that you can keep our money. Mr. President, we don't trust that you can fight corruption. That's the legacy. Nana Addo is going home as the most corrupt president. Nana Addo is going home into a third retirement because this man here is almost 80 years. My father retired at 60. He is still not retired. Even though he sleeps every second unprovoked. His sleepiness, Mr. Sleepydent. Now Ghanaians have opened their eyes. They have seen what is happening. When we were saying it, many were those who thought that, oh, we had a certain kind of personal hatred for Mr. President. What kind of hatred? When we said people sat on radio to clap for this man. You all remember. I'm glad that this did not happen in 4 BC. It happened only a couple of years back. And a lot of you heard us extolling his virtues and clapping for him. That he would be the one to lead us into the promised land. My brother, my sister, he has rather become our Pharaoh. Pharaoh Nana Addo is preventing us from going to the promised land in Canaan. But he shall perish in the Red Sea. And when he finally retires the third time and goes home, corruption would hang around his neck as an albatross. I shall protect the public purse. I, Nana Addo, shall protect the public purse. In fact, when he plagiarized the American president's speeches, I said, no, this man is crap. People are looking at America and writing speeches for America. Then you in tropical Africa, Ghana, you've gone to steal their speeches and you come and stand before Ghanaians. I want you to be citizens and not spectators. And you are happy with your oversized suit that you are making a speech. I leave it here. I don't want it to sound personal, but it's personal. It is very personal. Because anything that attacks Ghana, I get personal about it. Ghana is not for people wearing oversized suits alone. Ghana is not for sleepy presidents. Ghana is for serious-minded people, people who can drive this country to Canaan, not people who let us perish in the Red Sea. I leave it here, my brother, my sister. Now, I want to look at another thing. Today, I woke up and I saw so many different things. Ritual murder all over the place. What is happening? It is not an excuse, my brother, my sister, that because you are not being paid well, That Chinese people are making you write apology letters to their dogs. That Chinese and Lebanese people are slapping you left, right, and center. You should go and commit ritual murder. My brother, my sister, this is very important to me, and it's important to the nation. We all need to open our ears and our eyes and watch what is happening in this country, or else we will end up throwing ourselves away. Hear me now. Ritual murders are all over the place because we are watching movies that are glorifying ritual murders. That ritual murders work. We are watching movies that are telling us how poor people have become rich because they use their children or somebody's child for ritual murder. You remember a couple of days ago, I interviewed some people on this show, and one of them was talking about ritual murder, how he almost died in the hands of ritualists. It is going all over the place, round. When a nation gets hard, this is what happens. I am not in any way saying that when people get very, very tight, they have to go around killing each other. But the leaders that we voted into power, my brother, my sister, to help us deal with the economy, they have to deal with the economy. Are you not ashamed that you are building a cathedral when ritual murders are all over the place? Hardship all over the place. Schools are closing down because they broken down because of a small rain. Hospitals are non-existent in most of these places. You are building a cathedral for a God who does not live in brick and cement houses. And Chief Imam went to donate money. We've spoken about it already. We leave it here. My brother, my sister, I want to look at some other things. It's interesting. Still talking about ritual murders. I'm reading this from City Newsroom, and I need you to open your ears and eyes and check this out. It says, prophetess linked to the beheading of 12-year-old boy at Mafidove arrested. My brother, there was a prophetess who was part of the 12-year-old boy's murder at Mafidove that we talked about yesterday. I read. This was published today. I read. It says, Flora Ekpe, the supposed prophetess allegedly involved in the killing of a 12-year-old boy, Kofi Kuzagbe Chidi, at Mafidove in the Central Tong district of the Volta region, has been arrested. She was picked up by the Sogakope Divisional Police Commander after the main suspect in the case, Emmanuel Chidido, 22, claimed he was sent by her to bring a human head for ritual purposes. Both suspects are currently at the Sogakope Divisional Police Command assisting with investigations into the incident. You see, these are the same fetish priests and priestesses sitting on TV, charming money from nowhere. My brother, my sister, and everybody's watching. 22-year-old. You have a whole lot of life ahead of you. What kind of suffering have you gone through that is so unbearable that you want to be rich quick? In this country, people use poverty to insult people. Poverty is not a crime. If you are poor, it is just for you to be able to stand up and change your status quo by working hard. But no. We see politicians driving big cars. The teachers who break their back to teach, working so hard, my brother, my sister, they have nothing. We have seen teachers who have worked very hard all their lives, living on salaries from hand to mouth. They retired without a single block, let alone a cement bag to their credit. They have paid rent all their lives. And once they retired, my brother, my sister, they are getting ready to be evicted, to be kicked out of the houses. We have seen policemen and policewomen who have retired with nothing. Yet, there is not one politician who retires without something. The other day, you all heard about Eugene Iron, who we spoke about so much on this show. From selling pampers and baby food and running around Charterhouse. Now, in politics, he has houses. Waterfront houses, a fleet of cars, barbering shops, and so on and so forth, as said by his own wife. And sadly, some of these boys, the moment they get into politics and start making some money, the wives that they married 10 years ago, all of a sudden become kakai to them. So they kick them out and bring in slave queens. My brother, my sister, I hope the police will deal with this matter seriously. We have seen cases where people have been arrested, and at the end of the day, the police just let them go. I remember a few years back, in my days of hustling, I'm still a hustler. My brother, my sister, a guy told me he was going to make a passport for me. In those days, to make a passport, you would have to go and queue and queue and queue. And he said he would queue for me and deal with it. And at the end of it, I will come and do everything. I said, yes, sir. I paid up the money as a hustler. And the guy vanished. I trusted him enough because he was introduced to me by another friend. He ran away with my money. We waited for about 1 year. And when we heard that he had come around in that area, we decided to go with a police friend that I trusted. He's called Desmond, I remember. Desmond was a very serious policeman, and he's still a policeman. We went all the way and arrested this guy at Sowutom area there. Early in the morning. Where's my passport? He was quiet. The police picked him up, handcuffed him, and took him to the central police station. I remember clearly. This is about 15 to 20 years ago. The moment we arrived, the suspect saw a sergeant, or was it a police inspector that he knew? He just said, oh, Sergeant Joe. Whatever name he mentioned, I can't remember now. The sergeant looked at him. Hey, now, what are you doing here? Then he told him, oh, some passport that he was doing, and then the machine broke down for 1 solid year. Machine broke down. He said, oh, woman, bail, give him bail. Let him go. I'll make sure that he comes here for us to follow that, whatever. My brother, my sister, the irresponsible inspector who I believe has retired now or is dead and resting in hell right now, made this suspect go in front of me at the police station. And Desmond, whose superior this man was Desmond's superior, told me that, oh, that's my boss. I cannot do anything, but it will happen. My brother, the day the suspect was supposed to come to the police station, he was gone. We rushed back to his house. Now this irresponsible inspector, police inspector, now ordered that the man should be picked up again. And when we went, he had vacated the house. He was gone. And when I came, he looked at me and said, oh, we'll get up, man. Make no worry. Even if it be 10 years, we'll get up. I should wait for you for 10 years. By what time you would have retired? 10 years, you will get the suspect for me. How many more people are going through these things in the hands of police? A suspect has been brought to you. I brought the suspect to you. Process him for court. You gave him bail, and because you know him. It's possible that this guy has been swindling people and he's used to this policeman who he gives tips to. Now, suspect was gone. This is about the 20th year or even more. We can't find him. Today, when I even see the suspect, would I recognize him? Maybe he has gray hair all over the place. That guy was about 15 years older than me. At that time, at least. Today, if I'm 46, you can imagine how old he is, 60 plus. Or kokra. Police must try and bring some dignity to itself. You won't go around arresting armed robbers, but when we catch them and bring them to you, free them. Because you are related to some armed robbers, brothers, sisters, uncles, grandfather. So they should go. That is killing us in this country. Let us deal with the issue and not the personality. Issue. Issue based. Let's deal with that. We pray that the Sogakope police will deal with this fetish priestess. You'll be shocked that you go to Sogakope police and the commander in charge of the police station, this is his wife's brothers, sisters, uncles, grandfathers, former girlfriend who is now a priestess. So they will start speaking ever. All over the place. The next time she's back in the shrine, killing more people. In this country, everybody knows somebody. So if we have to look at that, because somebody knows somebody and another somebody, then crime, in fact, would go unpunished. Like Nanado is doing in his government, family and friends. Nepotism. I appreciate you, sirs. Now we have a lot of other things we need to look at. And I want us to look at it. You all heard about the school feeding thing, right? School feeding. Said they are giving food to students to eat, you know. And we all heard about what happened in the secondary schools. SHS. How they said some headmasters stole some of the food or misappropriated some of the food. What happened to that issue? What happened to that issue? The Blakk Rasta school thing. What happened to that thing? The Rastas, are they still attending the school? Are they comfortable attending the school? Have they changed the minds of the teachers who thought that they were demons? The headmistress, is she still sitting there with her borrowed wig? Sometimes in this country we behave like animals. My brother, my sister, I am not a Christian, so I am an enemy to Christians. I am not a Muslim, so I am an enemy to Muslims. I meet a very beautiful woman I want to marry. I go to visit her parents. And the first question they ask me, what religion do you belong to? I don't believe in God. Say, hey! He doesn't believe in God, though. Leave him alone. We don't want such a person. That is even extreme. I'm a Christian and they are Muslims. Forget it. And if it's Jehovah's Witnesses, oh, what religion do you belong to? Oh, I'm a Christian. Okay, it doesn't end there. What kind of Christian are you? Oh, I'm a Pentecostal. We're out. And this is foolishness. Absolute foolishness. Jehovah's Witnesses. You are sick and you go to the hospital. The man who is taking care of you in the hospital is a Muslim. The man who is taking care of you in the hospital is blowing tongues over you whilst he's injecting you. Would you say no? The pilot who is flying you in the skies, for all you know, is a former member of Taliban. Former member of Taliban. Or he's a Roman Catholic. Would you jump out of the plane because you are Jehovah's Witnesses? I look at these things and I said, these people, what is wrong with us? We have made religion become more important than humanity. We have made religion become more important than humanity, my brother, my sister. Christians are killing Muslims because they don't believe in the same things. Muslims are killing Christians because they don't believe in the same things. And if we have a Christian man running for presidency, he must get a Muslim man to balance it. All because religion is more important than humanity. My brother, my sister, where are we going? Where are we going with all these things on our minds? Anyway, I'm reading this from City Newsroom, and it says, school feeding caterers kick against 1 city feeding grant. Demand 3 times. I read. Some aggrieved caterers working under the Ghana school feeding program have threatened to stop cooking for students if the government fails to increase the feeding grant to 3 cedis per head. The caterers say the 1 Ghana cedi allocated to children under the program is woefully inadequate and unfair. The women who are part of a group calling itself Touch One Touch All Caterers Association say they are disappointed in the Minister for Gender, Children and Protection, Social Protection, Adwoa Safo, for failing to address their concerns. One of the aggrieved caterers who spoke to City News on condition of anonymity said they have vowed not to cook until they hear from the government. We do not even know where Adwoa Safo is. She does not do anything about school feeding. You call for meetings and she will not come. We worked since January and we were paid just on the 25th of this month. And this is August. We want the school feeding grant increased to 3 Ghana cedis. If not, we are not going anywhere to cook. Just recently, the association denied media reports that it had petitioned President Akufo-Addo to remove the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Sarah Adwoa Safo, on the basis of incompetence and arrogance. As for arrogance, we all know who Adwoa Safo is. Extremely arrogant. She's not the only arrogant person we have. We have so many arrogant ministers all over the place. And these are idiots. You know why they are idiots? When they come to you, my brother, my sister, seeking your votes, we all saw how Adwoa Safo won her seat there. She had to fall on other people, like Kennedy Japan. According to Kennedy Japan himself, she called him and said, listen, the game here is so tough. Come and help me. And he had to go there, wherever he went there to do. Because Ghana politics is so cheap. You buy people, and they vote their birthright and conscience out. No sense. As for arrogance, Adwoa Safo is one of the most arrogant. Our Greek minister is the king of all the arrogant ministers in Ghana. My brother, my sister, Adwoa Safo, the people are saying you are arrogant. At the same time, they say you are incompetent. And they want you out. According to this report. Now, the big question I want to ask is this. The caterers say, when they cook for 100 people, they get 100 Ghana cedis. When they cook for 500 people, they get 500 Ghana cedis. So 1 child, 1 cedi. And they said that it is woefully inadequate. They want 3 cedis per head. Now I want to also ask, the food that they cook for the children, what's the value? What is the value of the food that they cook for the children? You'll be shocked that the caterers are probably even taking more money than what the children are eating. They are taking more money than the worth of the service they are rendering to the children. when a government or when a leader pretends to be serving people, the people pretend to serve in return. How many of you think that public food is useless? And when I say public food, is food for the schools. We had matrons in secondary schools who would not allow their own children to eat the food that they cook for the rest of the students because it is weak. I went to a school, my brother, my sister, where anytime they cook the beans, I saw more fleas in the beans than the beans itself. T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School. That's where I went. They cooked the beans, and the fleas in the beans were more than the beans itself. So if you had 1,000 beans inside, we had about 5,000 fleas in there. And the fleas, dead fleas, would be on top of the beans as if to say, don't touch us. Me, if I'm eating beans and I even see one flea, those black insects, it puts me off. But in my school, I was so hungry, I chewed the beans and the fleas for protein. I sympathize with these children. Look what they serve the children. Look at the children standing as if they were in an orphanage. They will go and stand and give their tin out. Then they put some dot in the tin. They go that they should go and eat. You'll be shocked what kind of food these children are served. Sometimes, even the food they served us in school, it looked like the rice that they cooked. They actually cooked stones and then they put some small rice on that. Every small rice you put in your mouth is like you want to break your teeth. Stones, pebbles. And those boys from the village, they will chew. Even if you put rocks in the rice, they will chew everything. They are so hungry. In fact, there was a boy who was always, what was his name? What is his name? Let me not mention names. That guy was from Mim. Do you know the part of the country called Mim? Mim, in the Bono Ahafo region. And he looked so hungry. He was a senior student. I felt that if he did not get enough food to eat, later in the night he could eat any of the children who slept around him from one student. So hungry looking. The caterers, you deserve more. After all, the thieving politicians receive more. You work so hard, yet you are paid so little. I pray that you have the balls to carry on with your aluta. At the end of the day, we all want something better for you. But let me sound a word of caution. As you are fighting to have your remittances or your allowances or your salaries increased, please fight for the quality of food for the children too. How do you feel as a mother when you serve some food that is nothing but koshoko to these school children? Also fight for them to eat something qualitative. Look at these children. Look at the food. Bros, look at the food. And look at the dresses they are wearing, so nice. Yet the food is not as nice as the shirts they are wearing. Look at those at the back. Hey, what is this? And these are even the privileged ones. Privileged ones. Go to Nima Primary School or Ashaiman Primary School. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. I sympathize with our people. It's sad. These are our future leaders. Some of them are wearing oversized shoes, oversized school uniforms. And they go and sit down there, waiting for the small food they will give them. Now matrons, caterers are saying they are going on strike. Now those government has seen more strike than any president in Ghana. To the point that cobblers are even going on strike. Shushan boys are all on strike. Go to Seka, where Shushan boys used to be. You won't find them anymore. They are all doing Sakawa now. All the Shushan boys at Seka, they've all vacated the place. They are going to the villages to look for children to kill for ritual murder. The easiest way to make money now is ritual murder. What are they doing about it? In a society where you can call anybody's child and send them, now we are slaughtering them using. Oh, Irade. I'm reading this. In fact, this one was published on the 28th of August, 2021. I was going to deal with this yesterday, but I decided to keep it for today. It says NDC youth criticize police over Howard Kumson's incident. Listen well. NDC youth criticize police over Howard Kumson's incident. But who is Howard Kumson? Listen. And this is from Graphic Online. Graphic. It says the youth wing of the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC has criticized the police administration for the manner in which it conducted investigations into an alleged shooting incident by the new Patriotic Party member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya East, Mrs. Mavis Howard Kumson. They said that the said shooting incident occurred in the Ewutu Senya East constituency during the voter registration exercise in July last year. Last Tuesday, the MP, who is also the Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture, told Asempa FM, an Accra-based radio station, that the police had discontinued investigation into the incident due to lack of evidence. That police decided to discontinue investigations into a public shooting for lack of evidence. Howard Kumson went to a voter polling station, pulled out a gun, fired randomly and wantonly. Kaswa Van Dam. She still went through vetting. NDC youth, shut up. Your MPs passed her. Now you are crying foul. That what? Ghana should stop because Howard Kumson is what? Your MPs passed her. All your NDC MPs, they sat down and passed Howard Kumson during her vetting. Today you are sitting here crying that the police said investigations have been discontinued because of lack of evidence. Somebody who went publicly shooting with thousands of people looking on. Now no witness, no evidence. What a country. If this was you or me, put the shooting even aside. If we had stolen a fowl in front of the polling station, by now me and you would have been in jail. Somebody risked the lives of people, firing all over the place, and did not deny that she fired a gun in a public place. No evidence. Well, my brother, my sister, we'll keep talking. We won't stop talking. The youth are moving strongly. When we talk, they hear. And when they hear, they listen. They imbibe it. They digest it. What they can absorb, they absorb. What they can't, they excrete it. My brother, my sister. It is interesting. Oh my God. My brother, my sister, I'm going to look at the very last thing, and then we are out of here. And I'm taking this, my brother, my sister, from Ghana Web. And in this country, we all need to sit up and do the right thing. This I have two things. Let me deal with this first. I'm reading this from Ghana Web, and this was published today. And it says, Captain Smart, using a service passport issued in 2017. Owusu Bempa alleges. Now we have two Owusu Bempes. There's one who is the politician, and there's one who is the reverend in church. Okay, so I read. God's brain blessed Smart Yerenchi, popularly referred to as Captain Smart, uses a service passport despite being an ordinary citizen who is not entitled to one. This is an allegation that was made on the 30th of August. On the 30th of August edition of the Net2 TV's The Seat Show, where the host and his guest produced bio pages of the said passport. Host Kwekwanan was in the studio with Ernest Owusu Bempa of the Ghana Gas Company and Hobson Adoye, a failed parliamentary assistant of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Key details of the document reveal that it was issued in November 2017, which presumes that it was issued under the current government and it is due to expire in November 2022. Under what circumstances did an ordinary citizen like Captain Smart procure a service passport? Owusu Bempa quizzed, threatening that he will head to the Police Criminal Investigations Department over the matter. We have three passport number types. Ordinary passports begin with GO. Mine is a GO. Ordinary. Very, very ordinary. Service passports begin with SX. And diplomatic passports begin with DX. Hobson Adoye explained. He continued. Captain Smart's passport's number is XS. S as in sex, X as in xylophone, SXOO2025. Who gave him a service passport? With what qualification did he attain it? Yet this guy comes to insult others that they are thieves. With you, what qualifies you? My brother, they say when you go to Equity, you go with what? Clean hands. Captain Smart is my brother. I love him. I've worked with him several times. But I tell you, when you go to Equity, go with clean hands. What is a service passport? It's certainly not ordinary. What is a diplomatic passport? It's certainly not ordinary. A diplomatic passport gives you a certain kind of rights, a certain kind of privileges. When I hold a diplomatic passport, there are some parts of the airport, any airport, that I can use that an ordinary passport like mine cannot go. It's the same thing with the service passport. My brother, my sister, what is a service passport? Soldiers may hold a service passport. Those who render special services to the state. Teachers don't have that. Some other such people don't have that. In the name of a certain special service, you can get that kind of passport. And when you go for visas, they look at all these things to put you in a certain diplomatic status. They are asking, how did Captain Smart get this? Well, Captain Smart hasn't hidden it. He has told the whole world that he used to flirt with the NPP and he's still a member of the NPP. So this tells you how corrupt you are. You gave him that passport. Why? Did it happen at the time of Kwame Nkrumah? It's Nana Ado's government. They think they are exposing Captain Smart. You are exposing his sleepiness. Mr. Sleepydent. Nana Akufo-Addo's corruption. You gave Captain Smart this because he carried cement for the building of your cathedral. You gave Captain Smart this because you are corrupt. If that is what you are saying, then we understand. Why don't I have a diplomatic passport? Why don't I have a service passport? I will even reject all those things. I want to be with the ordinary people. Yes. By virtue of their diplomatic passports, my brother, my sister, we have seen how much drugs they have carried out of this country. Amoatin in my mind. Najele in my mind. We have seen the girlfriends of politicians hold diplomatic passports. We have seen concubines and slave queens who have held diplomatic passports. All because of a certain vaginal service that they rendered to a certain dirty pot-bellied politician. Ridiculing the status of the state's passports. True or false? We have seen in the past how Najele, or what's her name, in the days of Mahama, smuggled cocaine right under the very noses of the sniffing dogs at the airport's diplomacy. She went out. She was arrested abroad. And that brought a lot of disgrace. We saw photos of this woman flexing with some top guns of Mahama's government. Corruption. Let Nana don't call me and say, we are giving you a diplomatic passport. I say, for what? If the diplomatic passport, my brother, my sister, is for speaking the truth. If the diplomatic passport is to let everybody see that this is a guy who is not affiliated with any corrupt state mechanism, I will take it. But if it is to be affiliated to your idea of diplomacy, keep it and die with it. You see, when you eat from politicians, you have to be careful. The day you start speaking your mind, they will come after you. We have been able to do all this while because we don't flirt with politicians. Let one of them come out and say, oh, and Blakk Rasta came and I gave him a laptop. Me, look at the laptop I use. It was manufactured in 2 BC. Sometimes when I switch it on, I have to wait for 5 hours before it flicks. But I am better off than going to pick the first one that is as fast as a rocket from you and is ill-gotten. To God be the glory. Let me hear you say amen. My brother, my sister, there is dignity. Dignity, my brother, my sister, in virtues. Be virtuous. Forget about who drives a Ferrari. Forget about who drives the latest Benz. Continue driving your Legedis Benz. There's dignity in that. More than those who are doing the sakawa and throwing money on social media. Don't be part of it. The less of their bloody money you have, the better. It's not all about money. Slaughtering people's children all over the place. Ritual murder. Nana Ado's government is a ritual murder government. Instead of office, ritual murder has hit the crescendo, the zenith, the topmost. So all these things said, what's the solution? My brother, patriotism, change of attitude. When we change our attitudes, when we get realigned mentally to be able to look at things again in another perspective, we'll be better off. Patriotism is key. patriotism. Now I hear them playing adverts. Even I played one this afternoon. Oh, if you don't belong to the same party with me, we don't have to fight. That's what we want to hear. Attitude of the people. They stopped it a long time ago and filled the TV and radio with lotto forecasters, fake pastors, malams, and juju men all over the place selling charms and water. To God be the glory. My name Blakk Rasta. I appreciate you. It's been the Black Boy.